When we're trying to use the cage to look for takedowns or anything in fighting, we're essentially just doing the clinch basics done really well. So anytime I get a clinch, one of my main goals is to tilt the guy. When he starts becoming off balance like this, it's in my favour. So when we land in this 50-50 position here, this is neutral. My whole goal is to get this. And there's a few different things we can do to help us with that, okay? One of the main ones is the underhook. Now, most of these techniques we're going to do, we can do with an overhook. If he manages to pummel inside and get that, I can do these techniques with an overhook, but you can see right away, the overhook doesn't affect his body as much. When I have an underhook and I lift it, it moves his body much more. So the majority of these techniques, generally, we're always going to look for the underhook so that we can lift much more. Now, when we are against him, we have to use everything. One of the most frustrating things I see when people trying to use the cage is they lean in with their body away like this. And I can lean all my weight into him. If he just circles out now, does absolutely nothing. So we have to use everything. It starts from the head, the shoulder, the hip. This is one of the most important ones. The knee and the foot as well. It all has to be working. If one of those isn't, he's probably going to go on to win that situation, win that little battle. So we've got 5 major battles going on: the head, the shoulder, the hip, the knee, and the foot. Now, head position. Again, I want to be tilting him. If I can get my head slightly under his and driving into him, I'm going to win that battle. So 2 positions, I could be directly underneath, stretching him. I've got my head lower than his, or slightly this side. The same side I have my underhook. If my head is over here, this becomes more neutral. So my goal is to be here. With my arm, like I said, underhooks are king. This is going to move him more. Now there's different types of underhook. I can be hugging on the shoulder, the far shoulder, the lat, the hip. And they mean different things. Sometimes when we're pressed against the cage like this, I'm never going to get behind his back to get his hip. So I may have to make do with the shoulder. Now even something like this makes a difference. If I'm shorter than him and I'm grabbing on the shoulder, this is going to do absolutely nothing. If I'm taller, this is going to move him more. So where I have my shoulder as well, if I'm out here like this, again, it means nothing. Head is in, shoulders in. If I get my shoulder right under his armpit, I can go a lot deeper with it. Head position, underhook, could be in different positions, but they're both working to tilt him over. The next one is the hip. I want my hip putting pressure into his body. Like I said, if I'm here like this, leaning out, no gap, he can easily walk out. Exactly. He can easily whiz up. Even if I have an underhook here like this and I don't close this gap, he can easily wrap here like this. So it's head, arm, shoulder, and the hip is pinning his hip to the cage. And now the next one is my knee. This should be a constant battle. My knee is always working, whether it's inside or outside, he's always trying to do something with his leg. If it's inside, I'm trying to split his base, trying to make it wider, and look, he's only on one leg now, he's starting to get tilted. If I'm on the outside, I'm trying to buckle the leg in. I can start leg weaving, dragging down, but it's always working. This is going to be a constant battle. He knows that. There's going to be a little fight here. Like he's going to be driving with his knee. He's going to be blocking this. It keeps my hip out. So this is a constant battle. And the next one is the foot. So sometimes, yeah, I can get it all the way in. Sometimes it doesn't help me. Just underneath, but it's always driving. Generally, my heel's going to be off the floor. If I'm flat-footed like this, I have no drive into the guy. So, toes on the floor, heel up, and it's in underneath the guy. Like I said, either inside or outside, it doesn't matter, but I'm using it. So all the way from the beginning. 5 points of contact: head, shoulder, which includes the arm and the underhook, the hip is in, the knee is in working, and the toes are digging into the floor and driving. The other thing we have to worry about is this free arm. This is a constant battle. I could be wrist control, posting on the bicep, grabbing on the tricep and pulling. This is really good because it really starts to tilt him. Or if that's all gone, we're always going to double up on the head, try and keep the head pinned to the cage. So this is all going on at the same time. I'm trying to control here, to avoid getting punched, and so that I always know I can get my strikes in. I can always switch off to the leg. I can use this to start tilting him over as well.